Hello, we are Nerds of the West, and today we are playing Imperium Classics so you can see how this complicated 3.56 on Board Game Geek game plays. We, the people who are playing, my name is Tom, I am playing the Romans today.
And I'm Sean, I am playing the Persians.
As I mentioned, this game is quite complicated. We're also doing this live, so you're going to see all the mistakes that we play. So apologize. We're going to try and keep them to a minimum, and we're also going to be doing that by checking the rulebook anytime we want. We're going to be quite open with this today. This is a strategy game. This is a game of scoring as many points as you can, or causing as much unrest and causing the collapse of all civilization, and then the person with the least unrest will be the winner. So there's a lot of choices, a lot of things to do, and we're going to be quite open with our choices and explaining to you why we are doing certain things so you can get a good idea of this game. If you need to know a full how to play, we have done that already. That is up on YouTube. Or if you're coming through because you've seen our review and you want to see how the game is played, thank you very much for watching that. Or you can go and watch our review because that's what we do live. Twitch.tv/nerdsofthewest. How to play, playthrough, and review. If that sounds cool to you, come join us every single Saturday. Sean is in fact player one, as much as I am the person on the left of the screen. So feel free to take it away, Sean.
Awesome. So as the Persians, I want to be focusing on tributary cards. So tributaries are sort of like this, like people, like
city-states almost.
Kind of. Like,
I'm going to be comparing this game to Civilization a lot. That's my strategy.
Yeah, it's like city-states. Like there's the Babylonians, the Solarians, things like that. Solarians? I don't know. There's different sort of people who will help you out, and that's kind of what I want to focus on, because one of the main ways that I can get victory points is for every 3 tributaries that I have in my play area at the end of the game gets me a victory point. So I really want to focus on those. So how do I get there? Let's have a look.
Do you know how you get there, or would you like me to say what my civilization is doing?
Yeah, explain what yours is and while I think about my turn.
So I am playing the Romans. My passive ability is that whenever I look through the Fame deck, I will get to look an additional card. So hopefully get the cards that will get me the most points. But also just by doing that, I will get a victory point. So I want to get through as many of my cards as possible to increase my civilization as quick as possible to get to those cards, hopefully develop a few cards that will get me the ability to do that a bit more often. But at the end of the game, I will get 1 victory point per 4 citizen tokens that I have. So I'm trying to increase my civilization as quickly and beautifully and wonderfully as possible. On your turn, you have 3 action tokens, which are these wonderful little tokens here, and you will get to take 3 actions, but you can also exhaust cards that you play with your 5 exhaust tokens. So you will get to do those as many times as you can, or as many cards as you have to play. And then there are certain ways that you can either ignore doing those actions and instead just take cards directly, or if you fill up your hand with unrest, you can get rid of all those unrest cards, which you might want to do because the person who has the least unrest cards, if society collapses, when there are no more unrest cards left in the deck, will be the winner. 2 different ways to win. Have you got a play?
I think I do. So I'm going to choose to activate, which means I get to use one of my action tokens. And I am straight away going to use my ability, which for the Persians is I exhaust it. I get to spend an action, which I did. And I place 2 cards on the top of my deck. So I'm going to choose this one and this one, and you guys will see them as they come out next turn. And then I get to pay 1 population to break through for a tributary. So the population is going to go back in its cup. Now, there are no tributaries out face up. So what I get to do, because it's a breakthrough, I can look through this deck, which has the tributaries in it, and keep going through until I find one. So I'm going to flip them over. That is a uncivilized/civilized card. And this is a tributary. So this is the Armenians, hence people. Was trying to, they're like a city-state, as what Tom said. So this is the one I'm going to grab. But this allows me to, when I play it out, I get to acquire an uncivilized card. So I get to grab it from the market, but I do have to take the unrest that's with it. But then after it, I put this card into the history, but it's worth 3 victory points for me. So it's a handy thing. I can hold it and wait for maybe a good uncivilized card to come out.
And the extra card that you flipped over, or any extra cards flipped over, gets shuffled back into the deck.
Yeah. So this one goes into my discard. Is that right for a breakthrough?
I believe that is correct for a breakthrough.
Yeah, because I think for an acquire, the benefit of acquire is that you get it straight into your hand, whereas for break...
Oh, no, it still goes into your hand.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you could play that right now if you have something that you might want to get from the town card that is there. Which is what? Acquire. All players may... you can exhaust this, and all players may gain 2 resources, and during the solstice, you may gain 2 victory points. If you do, choose to abandon this card, so it goes into your discard pile, or put it into your history for its points.
Gain 2 victory points in history. That's actually not too bad. Maybe I'll do that. Because I don't think I want any of the other ones.
There is another option here. There is the gambling card.
Yeah.
The gambling card?
Oh, there is elders as well.
There's so many options.
There's all the options. So gambling allows, it's a free play, so it doesn't require an action, and you get to pay a resource and you declare one of the following of the types of cards, and then you get to reveal the top card of the main deck. If it matches what you said, then you get to add it to your hand, otherwise you exile it. So you're kind of like filtering through this deck really fast.
It's a gamble, yep.
It's a gamble. And then elders, you get to acquire a uncivilized card or break through for uncivilized, and all other players get to gain a victory point. So it's kind of like a cheap way to break through for uncivilized cards, but the downside is that you're giving victory points to your opponent.
Very true.
I don't know if uncivilized cards is really what I want, but I like this town, so I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to, for my next action, I'm going to play out the Armenians, which allows me to acquire it. So I'm going to acquire the town, but I do get the unrest. So they go into my hand, and I'm going to put it straight into my history. So I have technically scored 3 points.
We aren't tracking points today. We are tracking how much unrest we have going on, because there are too many ways to track points. If we get there, we will add up all the points at the end.
Yeah. Can you just check for me that acquire does go into my hand? I'm pretty sure it does. But...
Pretty sure it does. Select a card from the market and add it to your hand.
Cool. And then for my last action, I am going to play out the town. And that's going to go into my play area here.
We do need to flip over another card for the uncivilized area.
Yep. We have Shaduf, which comes out, which has an exhaust ability. When you gain materials from a water icon on your region cards in play, exhaust this card to gain a victory point. So that's kind of cool. Now, because it's an uncivilized, it also gets an unrest.
We did forget one minor rule in how to play, is that whenever you're paying for cards or paying for abilities, you can use victory points in place. 1 victory point is 1 citizen or 2 resources.
Yep. Now, because I've used up all my actions, that would technically be my activate phase finished, but I can exhaust still, because it's still the activate phase, as long as it doesn't require the use of an action, right? So this says exhaust, all players may gain 2 resources. Yep, so I'm going to do that. I might as well. So get your 2 free resources.
2 free resources, let's go.
Tom.
I like resources.
Why not? And then that is the end of my turn. So now we go into cleanup. So for cleanup, I have to pick a card to put a victory point on. I'm going to choose... this corruption card. Because why not? And then I will choose to discard any other cards out of my hand and draw back up to 5, and I get my 3 actions back. And all of my exhausted cards become unexhausted.
Nice. No resources today, unfortunately. Reese has to be off being a brilliant cameraman on the other side of the country, which is why we have a 2-player game today. And it is now my turn. And I like the idea of pinning out the city of Rome, seeing as I am the Romans quite early. During the solstice phase, which is once both of us have taken our actions, I may discard a card to either gain a citizen or a resource, or draw a card. So I can start filtering my deck, getting some stuff going, so that'll sit over there for me. And I will then... I'm going to use Advance, which is a barbarian card I can play. I can either pay 3 resources to acquire a card that is specifically
a uncivilized or a civilized,
or I can pay 5 to break through. And thankfully, you gave me the 2 extra resources, so now I have 5.
Yep.
And I'm going to break through and grab this corruption card.
Aha.
So thank you very much for putting the extra victory points on there.
That's right. I kind of wanted you to take it anyway, so that was the reason.
I like it. So I'm going to take those 2 victory points. They can be useful to me later on.
Yep.
All players, I'm going to read this out so you know why I'm purchasing it, but also I am then going to play it for my final action. All players gain 2 resources. All other players take an unrest, and then I gain a victory point. So everyone will get 2 resources. I'll get those 2 resources back. You will take an unrest card. So congratulations, you are up to 3 unrest cards to start the game.
Go to discard.
Go to discard. I believe, let's double check the rules on that.
Keywords, guys, keywords.
Add it to your hand.
That is my hand.
Gross. And then I gain an additional victory point. For those tracking at home, I have 4 victory point tokens. But that is my 3 actions. This one goes to my discard pile because it does not have an infinity, as does this one.
You need to move me up 1 more on the unrest because I got 4 unrest now.
You got 4? Oh,
yeah.
Get an unrest without telling me.
Yeah, well, you just gave me 1. And I took 1 before when I acquired the thing.
Good point.
Cool. So that's yours. You're going to do your cleanup?
I'm going to do my cleanup, so I put all these back. I can discard cards, so I'm going to discard this unrest that I had in my hand. I put a... well, we also got to flip over a card, and the civilized card that we have come out is Coinage. You cannot play it unless it turns out I couldn't play this corruption card yet, because it is an Empire card, and I'm not an Empire yet.
Oh.
I still want it, but instead I will be playing out this card. So
that
unrest goes back. We've already broken the rules. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I will gain a population instead. Gotta be tracking these things on. And then I may garrison a card. I will not be garrisoning a card. Coinage comes out. And now during my cleanup step, I can discard cards.
Where's your region that you just had that you played? It stays out.
Here.
Yep. Cool.
And I am discarding 4 cards. I'm trying to get through as quick as possible because none of these are useful to me right now.
Yep.
And I will draw back up to 5.
Yep. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. It's about
well, I now have to shuffle my discard pile.
Yep.
So I reveal... do I need to show you this card? Is it revealed or just put into my...
It's just put into your thing.
I'm going to show everyone because I'm nice. This card is getting put in before I reshuffle. This is Prosperity. All players may draw 1 card, choose to gain a resource per little money symbol they have, or gain 1 citizen per region you have in play.
Nice.
So I will shuffle these up and draw an additional card.
Yep. Don't forget to take me down 1 on the unrest because I gave back the unrest. I don't want you thinking that you can just end the game with unrest and you know I'm going to lose because of it.
I'm going to try, damn it.
Cool. All right. So you can go back to my turn. So we got to do the solstice.
Exactly. Do you have a solstice effect?
Yes, I do. So you may gain 2 victory points if you do abandon. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So the solstice effect, you may gain 2 victory points if you do choose to abandon this card or put it in your history. So I'm going to do that. So I am putting it in my history and gaining the 2 victory points.
Cool. My solstice effect is I may discard a card to either gain resources or draw a card. So I believe that is a good idea for me to do. So I'm going to discard this unrest.
Mm-hmm. Discard pile, yeah, there, yep.
To then draw a card from my deck.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry, Oars. Yep. Oars on oars on oars. Mm-hmm. And now it is Sean's turn.
Yep. So for my first action, I'm going to play a region card called Zagros. And it says I may garrison a card. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to garrison this advance card. Then for my second action, I'm going to play Prosperity. All players may draw a card, so you get to draw a card, Tom.
Nice.
And then it says choose one, gain a resource per the little bag icon, which I have 1 on my Zagros region, or gain 1 per region I have in play. So I'm going to gain a population for the region that I have in play. And then for my third and final action, why not, right? I'm going to play Conquer. And I'm going to pay the 2... Actually, no, I'm not.
What?
No,
Choices?
I'm taking it back. Why would I do that when I can do this? I'm going to use the exhaust ability on my Persians, because it's way better. It does the same thing, essentially. Which is, I get to spend an action, so that was my third action. And I get to place 2 cards back on top of my deck. So I'm going to put those there. And then I get to pay 1 population to break through for a tributary.
All right. Let's flip some cards for you.
Go for it.
Not a tributary. Not a tributary. Tributary.
No, it's not. That's
just blue.
Civilization. Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Sean, you really want me to shuffle this deck? There we go.
There we go. We got the Jin. I don't know. Which is, has a passive ability, increase your hand size by 1. Ew, so I think I draw up to 6.
Draw up to 6 every time now. Very nice.
Sweet, very
I
nice.
would love that.
Cool.
I'll shuffle
So this goes into my hand. I can't play it because that was my third action. So I am just going to do clean up. So before I do that, I'm going to put one of these out. Oof, that coinage card is quite nice.
It is very nice. Can't play it yet, but maybe we're building up towards it. Morgan Moon points out something very interesting. Got an ad that basically says don't smoke weed. Now, we here in Nerds of the West are very much open to everyone having their own ideas and what they want to do. Twitch is an interesting one because they've now then gone, hey, here's an ad that says don't smoke weed, while Twitch allows you to do that if it is legal in your country.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit strange, a bit interesting. If you're watching on YouTube, YouTube's got its own rules. Who knows if we're going to get demonetized because I've said those words. Play board games, they're way more fun.
Yeah.
Is that your whole turn?
That is my turn. I have put the extra victory point on coinage. See if I can tempt you into buying a card that you can't use right now for that sweet, sweet victory point. How many unrest cards do I have?
Well, for my first action, I'm going to play Roman Expansion. I can acquire a region, and this forest region is quite nice.
Yep.
When I play it, I can exile a card in the market, and I may garrison a card. Once again, you cannot exile a card that has things on there. Now I grab this, it comes into my hand, and another card is flipped out. Then I may acquire again. Each other player recalls a region from their play area, and then I put this card into my history. So it's a one-time use, get some stuff, stop you having stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to acquire this step, exile a card from the market, and then I may garrison a card. You know, it's very similar to the other one. It's just got a... Actually, they're literally exactly the same card, but with different names.
Yeah, what about the symbols here? Are they the same?
Literally exactly the same.
Yeah, right.
Cool. So you need to get rid of one of your regions.
So it says, what does it say? Recalls a thing. So I just bring it back, just go back into my hand?
Yeah.
Problem is I've got over the hand limit now. Does that affect anything?
No, just on your turn, you can only draw back up to.
Yep, cool.
So this card goes to my history. It doesn't get me any victory points, but I can never play it again. I get this card in, and that is my first action done.
Yep.
And then... I'm just going to have a quick look at what cards we have here, because some of them may be important to me.
So in this game, there's other civilizations which all have a difficulty rating as well between 1 and 5 stars. So the ones that we're playing with today are both 1-star civilizations, so they're just your pretty straightforward ones, pretty easy to get started with. But there's some in there that are your 5 stars, which as you've sort of, I guess, gotten to see, is that eventually we're going to level up from being barbarian civilizations to empire civilizations. There's ones like the Atlanteans, which start as an empire, but then they have a downfall. So they go the opposite way, which I think is really cool. So yeah, there's a lot of like asymmetry in the sense that, yeah, depending on who you're playing and who you're playing against, how the two I guess civilizations interact with each other. So I think I want to play this game more, especially get to the point where I feel confident in playing those higher weighted ones, because I reckon there'll be some cool stuff that can happen.
All right, I'm not going to play out all my regions yet. What I am going to play and start thinning out my deck a little bit is the Triumvirate. I can break through for an uncivilized card.
Yep.
And then this, once again, it's a one-time use. This card is going to my history.
Yep.
And I think I'm going to take Gambling. It just sounds like a fun card to have. So because I'm breaking through, I do not get the Unrest card. The Unrest card technically disappears, but we're going to flip out a new card, and it is a region, so the Unrest card does disappear. Basically, if you flip out any card other than a region, it gets an Unrest under it. So Gambling will go to my hand. Triumvirate will go there.
To your history.
Gambling is free play. Pay 1 and declare one of the following and flip it over from my hand. And then I can add it from the main deck and get that.
So you
otherwise, exile it. I'm considering it because it's a free play.
Yep.
But I technically don't have those resources yet. So I am going to... let's try and get some more stuff going. I'm going to play Prosperity as my final action. And Prosperity is all players may draw a card. And I am going to do that. Oop, not that deck.
Yep.
And then choose to either gain a resource per money bags I have, or gain 1 person per region I have in play. I have 1 money bags from Dalmatia. Look at that beautiful little Dalmatia. So I will gain that 1 resource, and then as a free play, I'm going to spend that resource to name some stuff from the top of the deck for Gambling, and try and thin that deck out.
So what type of card do you reckon you're going to get? An uncivilized tributary region or civilized card?
We just got a region. So if I'm playing the risks, it's not going to be a region. But that's what the deck wants me to think. So it's going to be a region.
I'd love to be able to tell you what the combination of cards are in there, like how many of each are. I have no clue. So good luck.
Region.
Hey, he gets it. Wow.
Region, and it's a barbarian region. Let's go. Sacred Pass. Exhaust, you may look at the top card of your nation deck, and you may then abandon this card to swap a card from your hand with the top of your nation deck. Very cool. Your nation deck is these cards, isn't it?
Yes.
So that will swap me through my nation deck a bit quicker and get me to an empire a bit quicker.
So you broke through for that, right? What was that? So it wasn't...
If it matches the declared type, add it to your hand. It's technically not acquire or breakthrough.
Okay, cool. And otherwise exile it. Yep. And then both of those go in there.
My discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand because I've drawn a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't believe I have to discard down, or you only have to draw back up to 5.
Yeah, you only draw back up to 5. Yeah.
But let me double check. No, look, there's not enough cards that I want to discard to then draw back up quicker. So that is the end of my turn, and we go to Solstice again.
Yep, Solstice. I don't have any Solstice effects.
I still do. I can discard a card to gain resources or then draw a card. So I'm going to discard an Unrest to gain myself a resource. And then use your turn. This game is breaking my brain already. I can understand the heaviness, and I'm not even playing, as Sean said, a heavy civilization. If you are watching this video in the future on YouTube, we'd love to know why. Is this a game that you are keen to check out? Is this a game that you enjoy and you want to see how people strategize in it? Are you just interested in board games, or are you just interested in our channel? while Sean picks his turn.
Let us know. I'm going to play the... How do you pronounce that, Tom?
I would say King.
Kin? Yep. All right. So for my first action, I'm going to play this card out, which is Tributary. So it has a passive ability, allows me to increase my hand size by 1.
What's
so now I have a
scoring?
hand size. Scoring is 1 victory point per 3 infinity symbols.
Pin cards,
Pin cards that I have in my play area.
But
Excluding
not
regions. So there
Interesting.
have to be something else. So,
Cool.
which is crazy because I don't really know what else is I suppose that one is.
Yeah, like I've got a city, like there's a lot of options there.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's there. Now, I'm supposed to redo that. I'm going to now for my next turn. My next action is I'm going to place 2 cards on the top of my deck. Oh, this really slows me down. I see the benefits to getting to these. Do I want to do that then?
There's a big question.
Yeah.
I'm okay with you slowing down. I want to get through my deck quicker, and I haven't yet. But there may be some good stuff coming soon. Double check that. Yeah, cool. I was like, did I lose a card? No, the card I want is in those 2 there.
I'm going to play the Lydians out, which I get to gain 2 population.
But that card goes straight to your history.
Yep.
Does not combo with the other one, but it is those extra tributaries for you to get points.
Exactly. So I want to get that in there. Then... Do you still have that card that gets rid of my my regions?
No, that
Did
was
that
a
disappear?
one-time use that is now in my history, gone forever. I'm becoming a more civilized nation. I'm not destroying your regions.
Yeah, right. I think I'm going to play out Zagros then. Get another region out. And I'm going to garrison a card, and it's going to be... It's going to be this advanced card again.
Okay.
So that goes there. I'm actually going to put it at the top. And that was my 3rd action. So that's the end of my turn. I'm going to place a victory point out. You didn't place a victory point out?
I did not. My apologies. I'm going to put it on.
I'll let you do that.
Yeah.
Ooh, Shadow. Do you want that? Is that what you
I'm
think?
considering it. I'm definitely considering it. It's a nice card. Exhaust to gain some resources per water icon you have in play.
Yeah, I might put one on this jungle then. And I'm going to discard this unrest. Keep those 2. And I am out of cards. So now I take... Well, how does this work, Tom? I take the top card of this.
Yep. So when you... what's it called?
So because I'm a barbarian and I've run out of cards and I can't reshuffle,
place the top card of your nation deck in your discard pile.
in discard pile.
Yep.
Which
And then you'll reshuffle your discard pile.
So it is the Nastean Plain, which just gives me 2 of these wheat symbols, typical region. So then I shuffle up and I draw back up to my hand limit, which is
Very cool.
6. And your turn.
Alright. I don't quite have the combo going on that I want yet, but I will get it next turn. So let's start with... I'll play the Sacred Pass, because it's going to give me some more abilities. So I will be able to exhaust it to look at the top card of my nation deck. And then if I like that card, I can abandon that card to put it back in my discard pile and swap that with a card from my hand. So it doesn't give me extra cards, it just lets me get through to the good cards quicker. So I'm going to do that now to exhaust it and have a look at what card I'll be getting next. Which is cool, but not useful, so I'm going to leave that there for now. Then I am going to... Yeah. Play out one of the steps, the lovely
region.
copied ones that I saw before. So that is a second action, and now I have 3 region cards in my play area. They are wonderful, they are beautiful, they are doing good things for me. But I also have 3 money bag symbols. So I will play Prosperity. All players may draw a card. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And then I can gain 1 resource per money bags or 1 citizen per yellow card that I have out, and I think I need some resources, so I'll be gaining 3 resources for that. And that is my 3 actions. I will discard this corruption card that I bought a little bit too early, but I think was overall the right move. To then draw 1, I need to shuffle, so I reveal the card that I looked at. It is another Region. God, words, keywords. Region card. It's just a way to garrison cards. So that will go into my discard pile. I will shuffle up and draw 1 more. And then, Sean, it is your turn once we have Solstice.
You got to draw 1 more for...
Draw 1 more to draw back up to 5.
Did you put... Oh, you put that out?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Solstice. Do you have any Solstice powers? Because I'm getting back into that Solstice game.
No.
So I can discard a card to gain resources or draw a card. I'm going to discard this Unrest. Yeah, let's draw a card. No, let's grab another citizen. And I'm grabbing citizens because I've had a card for quite a while that needs me to pay citizens, but I don't want to pay citizens because they'll score me victory points at the end. So I'm balancing those 2 things.
Yep. Don't forget to put a
victory point out. Hello, little Mr. Victory Point. You can go on this mountain. That's a pretty mountain. It's worth victory points. Now, Sean.
Yes.
You got the big plays?
I got a thing. I'm just going to start doing a little bit of cleanup.
Okay.
So I'm going to, for my first 2 actions, I'm going to play out 2 unrests. And I'm going to discard a total of 6, or get rid of a total of 6 materials to put them back.
Okay.
So you can put me down 2 unrest, please. I've got 1 unrest in my deck.
Look, I'm not a fan, but I appreciate the tactic.
And then for my 3rd and final action,
I was definitely like weighing up, do I go aggressive? Do I try and end the game that way? I think I've got that option still, but you're now ahead on unrest. That might be not as strong anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
And then I'm going to play the Conquer card out, which I'm going to pay 2 population to acquire a region. I'm going to acquire this jungle, so I get the victory point, and it goes into my hand.
Very cool. So that's your 3 actions.
And that's my 3 actions. So now I got to do cleanup. I'm going to discard an unrest. And I'm going to discard these 2 regions to draw back up. 1, 2, 3. I got to put a victory point token out for you.
You do, but first we need to have a look at this card, which is a cape. It's a money bag and a water symbol, and you can exile a card from the market. You may then garrison a card, and passive ability, you may recall this to avoid the effect of an attack card. A little bit of a protection by being on the coast.
Ah, that's very nice. I reshuffled, which allows me to take a card out of here, but it was an unrest, so
unfortunate.
Put me back up 1 on the unrest tracker.
Those things do happen. Your civilization isn't always perfect.
5, 6. Cool. This is now going to go on there. That cape card is actually really nice, but I don't want to give you a victory point if you get it. So I think I'm going to just spread it out. I'm going to go Elders with
the Elders. Oh, that old uncivilized card that's been there for a while.
Yep.
Worth quite a few points.
Yep. Your turn.
All right. I'm going to start by exhausting my Sacred Past. Doesn't cost me an action, but will let me look at the top card of my nation deck. I do quite like that card, so I'm going to swap it with my forest. Which will abandon this card, so that will go to my discard pile. And then for my first action, I'm going to play the card that I just took from my nation deck, which is the Raetia, which when I play it, I can gain a resource, and then I may garrison a card. So I will gain another resource. And then I may garrison a card, and I am going to garrison my Conquer card, because I'm going to be paying resources, not
population, things like that. So that's going to go under your ratio card.
That's going to go under my ratio card. And then for my third action, I am going to play Glory. Which means everything that I just did does not matter, because this card cannot be garrisoned, and I abandon 3 region cards to look at the top 2 cards of the Fame deck. Because I'm the Romans, I will get to look at an additional card. So if you want to just...
You look at the top 3?
I'm going to look at the top 3, and then I'll decide if I want to share them with you and everyone else here.
Okay. And you got to abandon these?
I've got to abandon 3 regions.
So abandoning means to go back into your hand?
Into my discard.
Discard, right.
Including the card that I garrisoned with it.
Yeah.
And I was just doing that to explain where I was going.
Into discard.
It goes into my discard. All right.
Right. While Tom is looking at that.
I just need... So when I take those cards, they go into my hand. These are very cool.
Morgan Moon says, friend asked what was being played today. I described it as the unholy offspring of Magic the Gathering and Sid Meier's Civilization.
Well, that's the YouTube title.
There it is right there.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right. I am going to show off the card that I took. By taking it, I also get a victory point.
You put them back in any order you like?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
It's not going to matter. We'll always look at the top 2. I've taken the card Marvelous, which is a free play, so I'm going to play it. Draw the top card of my deck, if able, and choose to either discard it or return it to the top or put it into my history. So it's just a card that will let me cycle through my deck a bit faster. Which is very useful, seeing as I
feel like you're ramping, man.
Ramping as quick as possible.
Yeah.
He's only have 1 card in hand. I'm trying to get through as quick as possible.
The blasted Romans are going to become an empire before the Persians. This is not on. This is not on. You're going to Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
I am going to return it to the top of my deck.
So you drew it, you looked at it, but then you're going to put it back.
I'm going to put it on top of my deck because it is my gamble. I want the ability to use my gamble and hopefully get some cards in the future.
Okay.
Anything else I might have got rid of, but this is quite useful. The other reason that I've taken this card is because it's worth 9 victory points.
Yep.
Big plays. So then this goes to my discard because it was a free play. I have 1 card in my hand. I draw back up to 5, including the gamble. So 4 and 5. I have 1 card left in... 2 cards left in my deck, so I'm not quite going through as fast as possible. But then we Solstice again.
Yep. I don't do it. I got
discard a card to gain resources. I have 4 resources currently. I do want to discard a card. I'm going to discard the Corruption again, because it is useful, but not useful quite yet. I don't mind the fact that I've taken that when I get to discard it, and I am going to grab myself another resource. For those tracking along at home, I am up to 6 resources for my next turn.
That's what I want.
You think the Romans like their funk music?
Yeah, they jam out to it all the time.
Jam out in the baths.
Alrighty. I'm going to play for my first action. Did you put a thing up?
I always forget. Thank you for reminding me.
No
I'll put it on the cape. Spread the love around.
Nice. So I'm going to play out the jungle card, which allows me to get a population. So now I'm on 2. I get to garrison a card. I'm going to garrison. Man, glory is. I've had glory in my hand, but I cannot get there yet.
I did slow you down a little bit on that one as well.
You did. I'm going to. I'm going to garrison Conquer.
Okay.
Because I just want to get that going. Hey!
Thank you for the follow, 7. Is that how I'm going to pronounce that? Seven.
Alright, so now, interesting. I have to exile a card from the market, but I can't because all of them have tokens on it.
Yep. You get to do nothing.
Is that how that works?
That's how it does it. You get to do it unless you can't.
Okay.
Look
So
at
that's my
that beautiful area over there.
beautiful area.
Your beautiful area. With
Oh,
all your
thanks.
cards.
Thank you.
With all your lack of yellow cards that you need.
Yeah.
Hey, doing 7. Welcome to our stream. Welcome to, as Morgaroon put it earlier, the unholy offspring of Magic the Gathering and Sid Meier's Civilization. This has definitely got me in that Civ mindset of what do I need to do to set myself up for the future.
Yeah.
Which I was telling Sean earlier, I just started playing Humankind, which is like someone else's attempt at a Civilization-style grand strategy game. I'll be playing that this afternoon because I can't play Starfield yet.
So I am going to do my Persian ability, which I spend an action, place 2 cards on top of my deck, pay 1 population to break through for a tributary. So I get to look for one again.
Let's go. How many cards do you reckon this time? I think 4 before you get
4?
one.
I'll say 6. Uncivilized. Uncivilized. We're at 3. That's a region. 4. You had it exactly.
Nailed it. I win the game. You're welcome.
So this is the Sumerians. Oh, Sumerians is interesting. So Sumerians, you cannot play it. Return up to 2 unrest before scoring. Oh, so I can keep some unrest in my.
Interesting. Okay. So it's it's not useful to you right now because you've got rid of your unrest.
Well, I have 2,
okay.
right? So I'm on that borderline, but the problem is that 1, the unrest still stays in my deck, so they're hindering me for when I'm drawing. And this is a hindrance because you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
It has to stay there.
It only can be discarded. But if you can find a way to put it into your history, garrisoning,
Can you garrison it? Because I'm technically playing it, right?
No, garrisoning will put it into your play area without playing it, and therefore will be in your play area to count as scoring at the end of the game.
Okay. Cool. So
but hey, for you, it's another tributary to score you points for your main scoring objective.
Yeah. Can you shuffle those in there for me?
Absolutely, I can.
I don't know. What was this? Was this my hand? Yes.
Have either of you played the board game Tapestry? There's another sort of build your civilization one, and now I'm wondering if they have similar vibes. I've played Tapestry.
I have not.
Tapestry, similar vibes in that Tapestry is basically a solo game most of the time in the way that this is, and every so often you'll just poke someone else, not quite fully attack them. Similar vibes in that you are building up and doing things. Tapestry has a lot more moving parts and a lot more interconnected parts. Tapestry definitely feels a lot more people playing solitaire because one person in Tapestry might have a really good game and score 300 points, and one person in Tapestry might have a really good game and score 150 points. It's a hard game to win because everything is so different in it.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if the vibes are entirely the same. This is a lot more, all right, you're getting combos, you're getting stuff going. Tapestry is a lot more engine building and trying to get towards certain objectives. So I'll decide on that very much at the end. It might be one that we compare it to in our review.
Okay, awesome. So for my final action, I'm going to play out Prosperity. So all players get to draw a card.
Thank you.
No worries.
Spoiler alert, I drew a Prosperity.
And then I'm going to gain population for how many regions I have. I have 2 regions, so that's 2 population.
Nice and done.
As you can see, I'm going more the population game.
Look, I definitely want to be doing that, but I want to get some more cards for the future.
Yeah, I don't know why these are face down.
Because fuck you, that's why.
My discard pile. So it goes there. And that's my final action. So now, when it goes to clean up, I'm going to put my token out. And before you start choosing what you're going to do, I just want to quickly double check something with you.
Yeah.
What do I want to do? I'm going to go this one.
Very cool.
Now, I draw up. I have to reshuffle. So because I have to reshuffle, does that mean that this goes next?
Yes, you show off that new card that you are getting.
It is a region. Arachosia.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, right. You may put a card from your discard pile into your history. Interesting.
Cool.
Okay.
Another way for you to get rid of cards.
Yes. You may
look up
garrison a card. Right, so this goes into here. Shuffle up. What are you checking out?
Arachosia was an area, was a satrapy, that's a word I've never heard, province of the Achaemenid Empire, Old Persian Empire.
Yep, hence makes sense.
A tributary of the Helmand River all the way up to the Indus River. I'm trying to see it on a modern map. And it is the site of today's Kandahar in Afghanistan.
Okay. The
more you know.
Yep. Anyway, so that's me. This gets done. I've put my thing on. It is your turn. What are you going to do?
Then. Alright, I got quite a few options. I'm going to start with advance, and I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to break through and get myself a card.
You're going to get a uncivilized or a civilized card. You're going to take that coinage.
I'm thinking about coinage.
No, that coinage, such a good card.
Such a good card. Exhaust, draw a card, and during the solstice gain 2 resources. I'm getting ready to be an empire. I'm still a few steps away, but I have enough ways to discard cards that I think it's worth it. Also victory points. So this is coinage. I will take those 2 victory points. I will not get the unrest because I am breaking through. And this is worth 2 victory points to me at the end of the game. This goes into my hand.
That goes into
this goes into my discard.
And we have a new civilized, which is a temple. Exhaust, discard a card to gain a victory point, and then solstice, return an unrest from your discard pile. That's interesting.
Very cool. Ways to get rid of unrest just by being a little bit religious. A little bit more civilized.
Yep.
And it is worth 1 victory point per 5 victory point tokens you have, which I have quite a few. I have over 5 victory point tokens.
Yeah, right.
Obviously, I can't play the coinage this turn. I can free play my gambling. And you've taken all the tributaries, so I won't be naming tributary. I will be paying the 1 resource, because that's why I got up to 6 resources to be able to do all of that. And I think I would like to name... How many plays have I got? I've got 1, got 2 more plays. Let's name civilized cards. I think I'm starting to head more towards that. So I will flip this out. If it's a civilized card, I will get to keep it.
Yep.
And otherwise it will disappear. It is a region.
Yep. So it gets exiled.
It is gone. No one will get to play that coast. We only get the capes. The gambling goes into my discard. And now I've got 2 more actions. So I am going to play Gallia Aquitina. I am going to garrison coinage under it because I think I'll be able to get this card back by playing Glory. So that will thin out my deck a little bit. And then I am going to play, because it's the only option I have. I don't have to. I could choose to only take the 2 actions, but I will play out that prosperity that I said I drew. All players may draw 1 card, and then I will gain resources per money bags I have, or civilization per citizens per yellow cards I have in play. I've only got the 1, but I will grab a citizen.
So in this case... Oh no, so that happened. Yeah, so this should be here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so drop.
So that is my 3rd play. I will now get to discard a card because I want to draw more. I'm going to discard both a prosperity and an unrest to shuffle up my deck, including this brand new card that is the forest that I played onto it earlier. It is not brand new. I knew it was going to be there. Once again, exile a card from the market and I can garrison a card. So this comes into my hand and I am 2 cards away from being an empire. How are you going, Sean? How close are you these days?
I'm 1 card, well, 2 cards away from becoming an empire as well. So...
Solstice?
Put a thing on, and we got to do solstice. I don't have solstice.
I'll be nice. I'll put it on the temple.
Oh, thank you. That's the wrong one. We can't do that one. That's 5.
It's 5 victory points.
Yeah, that's it. Cool. If you have more than 5, get some of those tokens.
Yeah,
back.
absolutely.
Quickly do a bit of...
Give me that bad boy back. There we go. 5.
5.
My Solstice ability, once again, is to discard a card and gain some resources. I'm going to discard this Corruption because I can't play it yet.
Yep.
And I will gain a... Yeah, I'll gain a resource. Could have drawn a card, but I think I'm better to just use the cards that I have right now in a good way rather than try and get a better play.
Yep.
Your turn.
My turn? Cool. Alright, so first action is going to be to play the Nicaean Plane out. And I get to garrison a card, which is going to be the Sumerians.
Nice.
So that goes there.
I was going to say it. Roman Empire better than Persian Empire.
At the minute, just wait. And then for my next action, I want to... What do I want to do?
I'm wondering if I need to start getting on the tributary game just to slow you down from getting too many.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them there are in the deck, but I have a way to get them if I so wish.
Yeah.
So we will see how that goes for me.
I'm going to use my exhaust ability on my civilization card. So I place 2 cards on the top of my deck. It's going to be...
Hard choices. You don't have that many cards.
I know, right? It's going to be this one and this one.
I mean, you should have more cards than me. Your hat limit's 1 card higher.
This one.
What a jerk.
Yep.
Alright, so now we're breaking through for a tributary, yeah?
Yes, please.
How many do you think we're going through this time?
We'll go through 5 this time.
I think it's going to be 2.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think we're getting through this deck far quicker.
1.
1! Dang it! I almost said 1. What are you getting from this one?
The Assyrians. So free play. I gain a population.
That's pretty good.
Very nice.
It's also worth 3 victory points.
Yep.
No need to shuffle deck because there is none in there. Oh, none were revealed.
So I might as well do that. I'm going to play it out. So I'm going to get a population.
Nicely done. I would have actually liked that one.
And then for my third and final action, yeah, let's do that. I'm going to play Prosperity. So
All right.
all players may draw a card. Definitely going to draw it. And then I get to gain resources or population depending on what I have. It'll be 1 resource or 3 population. So I'm going to choose 3 population.
Very cool.
Because why not? 3 population. This goes here. That ends my turn. This goes clear. Got to put one of these out. So I'm going to chuck it on.
What looks tasty? What do you want to keep around, maybe? Because they've all got tokens on them at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm getting a card this turn?
Probably. I don't really know. I don't have much. I'm sure there's some strategy here about where I'm going to put it, but I really don't know.
Everything's got 1 on it. It's not a huge deal right now.
I'm going to go that one, the Shadow.
Alrighty then.
I'm going to draw. I'm going to discard down, so I'm going to discard all 3 and draw back up.
Not keeping the glory, even though you've got 3
No.
things out. Alrighty then. Look, I'm just saying these fame cards are pretty good.
I'm getting my last card before I get to my nation card, I think.
Yep.
So the Median Empire, gain 4 material, put this card into your history. It's a tributary card.
It's another tributary for you.
Very nice. That goes there. Shuffle this up. And I am drawing up 3 cards.
My turn?
Yep.
Start by playing the Marvelous, the card that you let me draw. So I can draw the card from the top of my deck and either put it into my history return it to the top or discard it. I think I'm going to put it into my history because it requires resources. It is a barbarian card. I'm not going to have any use for it, so this is a way for me to get rid of it. Straight into my history. Goodbye card. This goes into my discard pile. I am then going to play Racia and gain myself a resource. And then I may garrison a card, which I am going to garrison my Conquer underneath that because I don't want to spend people anytime soon. I'm not getting enough of them because I've been getting resources to spend more than anything. I am then going to... so that was one action. I am going to play a Prosperity. All players may draw one card, and then I can gain either a resource per money bags or a people per thing that I have in play. And I will gain 2 resources. And then I'm going to pay 3 resources to get rid of an unrest. So I am only down now to 1 unrest card because I have managed to avoid having to buy things. I don't think unrest is going to be the way this game goes, but you never know. That goes into my discard. I am also going to discard my other Prosperity because I don't need it right now and draw up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting through this deck as quick as possible. Sean is a little closer to Empire than I am. And I will put a victory point out and pass the turn. I'm going to put it on the temple.
Nice.
It's a beautiful temple. I kind of want it, but I think you might get it before me.
We'll see how we go. Cool.
Solstice.
Yep.
I have my Solstice ability. Discard a card. I'm going to discard an unrest. And I am going to use that to get a person. I like the points. I like the people.
Cool. Are you... Right, have you put a thing... Oh, you did?
I have. It's your turn.
My turn. Gosh. I think I hamstrung myself a little bit.
A little bit?
Because I really needed this advanced card, which gives me access to civilized cards.
Yes.
Because I should be getting ready for that changeover, which I can't do because I can't get them. Oh, it was not a smart play by me.
The strategies, the choices.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how long a 2-player game of this takes to play, because 1 player, you said you played it through on a learning game in like hour and a half or so?
Yeah, about that. The longest thing with a 1-player game, I just want to say quite quickly, is that the way the automa works is that you flip a card for them. So you roll a dice and then you get whatever the card, because there's like a 1 to 6 cards. And then whatever the type of card it is, you read down like a list, and whatever the symbols match up, you do that action.
Interesting.
So it's a lot of like, you get to know it after a while, but it's a lot of going, okay, this has happened, that one, okay, cool, do that, so.
And hey, if you're interested in solo gameplay, Sean's developing a solo game show here on Nerds of the West. So let us know if you are a solo board gamer and you want more solo board game specific content.
Yep. Oh man, I don't know. First of all, I'm going to play the Assyrians.
All right.
So free play, gain a
citizen.
Then I'm going to play the Median Empire for my first action. I think. No. Yeah. No, it's fine. So again, 4 of those.
A lot of resources.
Yep. So I'm gonna take a 5er.
Yep.
Chuck one back.
Cool.
And then I get to put this card straight into my history, so that gets it out of my deck, which is nice. Then for my next 2 actions, I'm just going to play out 2 regions, Arachosia and Bactria. So first of all, Bactria, I gain 3 resources. Check it there. And for a choice here, I get to put a card from my discard pile into my history. I don't really want to do it for that one. So I'm just going to not do it. And then I get to garrison a card. I'm just going to garrison Conquer.
Alright. Not buying any cards anytime soon?
Just going that. No, not buying any cards. And I draw up. Do clean up. This is going to go on the Cape.
On the Cape. Making that Cape more enticing.
Yeah.
What's Cape do again? Exile a card from the market. You may garrison a card, and then passive, you may recall it as protection from an attack card.
So, the City of Persepolis now goes into my...
Show that bad boy off. That's a big important card, apparently.
Yeah. So, City of Persepolis is my... What's this type of card called? Nation card?
Specific kind of final nation card.
Just gives me a little bit of flexibility.
It literally doesn't have a name. It's just a card with a circled dot in the corner.
Okay. You may discard a card to choose either gain a population or a resource or draw a card. So just gives me a bit of flexibility when it comes to my turns.
Very cool.
So that goes into here. Shuffle up. Now, when do I flip this over? Now?
That's a very good point. Let's double check. If you place your circle dot card in your discard pile, immediately flip your state card to its Empire side. Then keep drawing cards as normal.
So we go from Barbarian to Empire.
Look at those jerks over there.
Persians are now an Empire.
Get them. Get them.
Even though we have no civilized cards.
It's a very uncivilized empire.
Yeah. And anyway, so draw up to 6. So that's all of that. Take those, and it's your turn.
Cool. I'm going to try gambling again. It is a free play after all. I'm going to spend the 1 resource, and I like the idea of civilized cards.
How do you develop?
On your turn, instead of drawing from that nation deck, you can then develop. So you want to work towards your develop choices. So when you were drawing from nation cards, because your deck had run out, you instead develop.
Ah, okay, cool. So every time you run out of your deck now...
Yeah, you develop. And you can choose which card you develop. It's not... random, because they're all face up. You choose which one. Anyway,
Yep.
I want civilized cards. But bam!
Go on, exports. What's going on here? You paid that?
I paid that. So what am I getting?
So all players gain 2 resources. Give each other player a card from your hand or discard pile.
Cool. And it's worth 1 victory point for every 10 card that I have. So the more cards I'm able to collect, the more victory points this will be worth. I don't know if I'm going to get it above 20 cards, but we'll see if I can aim for 30.
Interesting.
So that goes into my hand. I can't play it yet. Gambling goes into my discard. That was a free play. And then I'm going to play out Sacred Pass, and I'm going to exhaust it to have a look at the top card of my nation deck. Nope, that can stay there. Spoiler alert, it's the Unrest card that starts in my nation deck.
So Sacred Path stays out.
Yep. But then for my second action, I am going to play Glory and abandon 3 of these areas. These will all go to my discard pile. And I will get to look at the top 3 cards of the Fame deck. 1, 2, 3. I will get a victory point for doing so because of my special Roman bonus, and I will get to take one of these cards into my hand. So it's the 2 that I looked at before that were interesting. This one, spoiler alert, I won't say exactly what screw it. This is the new one that I've seen. I'm not taking it. It cannot be played. It cannot be garrisoned, but it is worth 11 victory points.
Very nice.
So worth considering. Cool. I think this is the one I'm going to take. I'm going to put it into my hand because I do have 1 more action left to do, if I so wish. I can choose to either put this card into my history or break through for any card that I can see.
7 victory points if it's in your history, 3 victory points if it's anywhere else.
I think the options, the power that gives is just so worth it.
Yep. But so that goes into your hand.
That goes into my hand and I can play that right now.
Cool. So that's your final action.
This is my final action for the turn. Yep, because I don't want to play that. Can't play that because it's the exports. So I am going to break through. I'm not going to put it into my history just yet. And I want ways that are going to help me to develop cards, I think. So something that's going to get me resources. And, well, actually, let's have a look. Resources, yep. Cool. Temple is very tempting. Discard a card to gain stuff. Discarding cards does seem worth it. And then returning any of the unrest that I've seen. I think I'm going to take the Temple. I'm going to break through for this Temple. So I'll get the 2 victory points from that. I've got a lot of victory points. I'm very happy about that. The Temple goes to my hand. I can't spend to play it just yet, but it will help me get rid of unrest cards in the future, which I know I'm getting another one of because it is the top card of my nation deck that I got to look at. That is the end of my turn. I'm going to discard the 2 Empire cards that I can't play yet. I'm going to draw these 2 cards and then shuffle up and draw an additional 2 cards, including the Unrest card that I said was coming next time. And then Solstice will happen, and I will get to choose to discard a card and gain some resources. You got big plays coming up on your next Empire turn, or your first Empire turn, I should say.
My first Empire turn, yeah.
I'm going to discard an Unrest to gain a... yeah, let's gain myself... let's gain myself another citizen. I think they're going to be useful to me. Your turn, Sean. What do you got going on?
Cool. Well, first thing, straight away, glory. Let's do it.
Nice. He finally had it happen.
Got it. So I'm going to abandon Aracosia, Bactra, and Zagros.
Goodbye, little cards. You did your best.
So these go where, sorry?
Discard pile.
Discard. With ones that are there.
Yeah, anything that's garrisoned also goes to the discard
I get to
pile.
look at the top 2 cards.
Yep, including, so one of those will be the big ol' 11 victory point card that I saw.
Yep.
And the other one is spend victory points to take things from people. Is that what I remember?
Say that again?
Spend victory points to take things from people?
Yeah.
It's an attack card, basically, that you can force other people to get unrest or something. You can show it off if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to take it. So it's Notorious. So it's a free play. I steal 1 victory point from each other player. Anyone I'm unable to pay takes a unrest.
Definitely seems stronger in a 3 and 4 player game, but this game apparently plays best at 2.
Yeah, right. But 1 victory point per unrest scored by other players. Do I want to do it? It's a free play. I'm going to do it.
Steal my victory point.
This goes back on top. That was used. It was a free play. So was that. So that's that. So now for my next action. Guess what I'm doing for my next action?
Too many things.
City of Persepolis.
Persepolis. Persephone.
So it's my city. City of Persia is going to go play down. Gives me a solstice effect. Just gives me a little bit of variety.
I wonder if all the city cards give solstice effects. It would make sense.
Maybe. I'm going to play out the Syrians because it's a free play and I get to gain a population.
Nicely
So why
done.
not? How much population am I on now, quickly?
More than
3,
me.
5. I got quite a big population.
Oh, I think I grabbed this when I shouldn't.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm gonna put 5 back and keep that one.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Cool.
I'm on 7.
You're on 7. I'm on 9.
Alrighty then.
Then for my third and final action,
Oh, we do need another card in the market. It is Education. Free play, you may put a card from your hand into your history, and you may put a card from your discard into your history. That seems very strong.
so if I play Prosperity out now,
Yes.
it says all players may draw a card, but
Yes.
I can't draw a card. So
Oh, that's a very good point. Will that trigger something for you?
yeah,
If your drawing deck is empty and you need to draw a card, first check your state card. Which,
Empire.
yep.
so if it's an Empire,
If there are no tokens in your development area and you have one or more tokens on your stake card, you may pay the development cost for a card. Yes, absolutely. By drawing yourself a card, you will get to develop a card. So let's have a look. What have you got to develop?
There are lots of stuff to develop. Probably too much to put out. So let's do that. So first of all, prosperity. So before I do that, these will get shuffled up in a minute. You can draw a card if you so wish.
I have done so. Spoiler alert, I drew another prosperity.
I am going to choose to... I've got 8 of that, and I've got... I've got 9 of that and 8 of that. So I've got quite a lot.
Yeah, you've only got more resources than me at the moment, but I've spent more in the barbarian age.
So because I know that I'm going to have to spend something, can I just quickly decide what I want to
have a look through, figure out what you got going on. There's a lot of development cards, and one of the ways that the game can end is if you develop all of your cards. So being able to get through that quicker is quite important. Yeah. I don't know if that's my game plan. I'm really liking these fame cards, and I like the idea of flipping the King of Kings card and proving that I am better than Sean, but I'm only better than Sean if I actually win the game. Yeah.
So I kind of like... So first of all, I got the Babylonians, which is a free play, and I get to acquire any one of the cards here. It goes into my history, but it's a tributary. It's worth 4 victory points.
Cool.
There. But then there's cool stuff like the Battering Ram, which makes, if I play it out, each other player abandons a house icon. You have a house icon in your city, so essentially gets rid of the city for you. And I get to break through for a tributary or a region, which is kind of neat. Or there's stuff like Persian Gold, which all players gain 2 resources, but I gain a victory point, and each other player takes a unrest, which is kind of neat. And I can afford that. There's the Satrap, which is a free play. I get to pay 3 resources. I get to gain an extra action, which is really sick.
That's really cool, yeah.
Yeah, so I get an extra thing to do every turn. Darius the First. Acquire any one of the cards, put this card in history. It's worth 1 victory point per tributary I have already. And
which
I've already
you have been doing really well at those, yeah.
So that's not too bad. And then there's stuff like Windmills, free play. I can exhaust it to treat the sort of wheat symbol as 3. So 1 wheat symbol as 3 money bag symbols. I don't know if it's actually a money bag, but we're just going to call it that for the rest of the turn. So I can make those things better. And then the last one that I have is a development card, which I choose develop, so I can do more developing in a turn, rather than having to redraw. Or pay 2 to acquire one of those.
That seems really strong.
That does, right?
That's a way to ramp your game up quite more. And if you're worried you haven't acquired as many cards, because we kind of been doing the opposite, you've been roaring away to development while I've been getting my city going early, that's a way for you to catch back up if you have the resources to do so.
Yeah.
Personally, that's what I would choose, but you have some other powerful
I think that's going to give me some more flexibility. So I'm going to choose that, the development. So that's going to cost me 4 resources and 2 population. And I get that, and this goes into my discard. This goes into my discard. No, because I was playing this.
Yeah.
So now I have to shuffle to draw that card.
Exactly. You don't get it straight into your hand. It goes into your discard, and you might then draw it. I believe, let me double check that development doesn't work differently. Demi is asking how the game is going. Sean is closer to the end, but I think I have more victory points. Not quite sure. So yes, you develop the card in your discard pile.
Cool, this goes into there.
Then move an X token from your state to your development area. If there's already an X token in your development area, or you have none on your state card, skip this step. Yeah. Worth noting that there are ways that you can stop yourself from doing that, basically by doing too much in one turn, but I don't think either of us are getting that much card draw that that's going to be a concern.
Yep. So that's that. Now I put a victory point token on a card. Education free play, you may put a card from your hand into your history.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, let's
do you want to stop me from being able to destroy that card, basically, is the question.
Yeah.
So you should have your cards back in hand now.
So now I'm going to discard.
And how many actions was that?
That was it. That's my last action. It's your turn. I'm going to discard these 2 unrests and draw back up to 6.
Alrighty then.
6. Cool.
I'm in kind of a hard spot because there's nothing really great for me to do. So I'm going to play out Dalmatia, basically just so I can gain the population and hopefully use it to develop in the future. And then I may garrison a card, and I am probably, going to garrison one of these, this step, because it's kind of superfluous for me at this point. I am then going to play a prosperity, and each player may draw a card. Wonderful. And then I will gain either a resource per money bags I have in play, or a citizen per yellow card I have in play, which I will do. There's my second action. I drew my Marvelous, so it is a free play, draw the top card of my deck, and then choose to either discard it, return it to the top, or put it into my history. I am going to discard it. And I think I want unrest in my history. I want the ability to get rid of them in the future.
Yep.
And then for my final action, I'm going to play this forest. I considered playing the forest so that I had more money bags, but I think this way works out a little bit nicer, and I wasn't sure. Like, I wanted to play the prosperity second to draw and see if I got something better, which I did. It was quite useful. I'm happy with the way I played, even if I didn't get that many resources. So I'm going to play the forest, and I can exile a card from the market, which I cannot because they all have tokens on them. And then I'm actually going to garrison this prosperity underneath it, because I think I've got a little bit too many cards, and just the chance to thin my deck at least a little bit seems like a good idea to me. I'm then going to draw 5 cards, and then we will solstice.
Yep. So have you put a thing up?
I will do that now.
Cool.
We are running low on tokens. I'm going to put it on this mountain. So your solstice first?
Yep. My solstice first, so I'm going to just gain a resource card. A resource token, sorry.
Yep. I am going to discard coinage to draw a card. I think I need to get through my deck faster. And your turn, Sean. You definitely spent a little bit ahead of me, and I'm feeling a bit behind.
Alright, so for my first action, I'm going to play development, and I'm going to choose develop. So I'm going to develop Satrap, which is going to cost me 4 resources and 2 population. So that goes into my hand. This goes into the discard. Then...
Does it go into your hand?
Does it? Well, no, develop goes into the discard.
Goes into the discard.
Sorry. Yep. Is that right?
Yeah.
Confident? Cool. So then I'm going to play Notorious. You get to steal a victory point.
Jerk move.
Thank you. So these are 5, so I'll just upgrade that to a 5. Then I'm going to play out Bactra, gain 3 back, and I'm going to garrison Conquer because I can't play it anymore.
Yeah. It's interesting because you start considering garrisons, but you still want to play Glory, which means those cards might get abandoned and come back to you. But if you like that little bit of deck building to make it slower or faster to get those cards at the right time, it's a lot to consider in this game.
Yeah. And then I'm going to play out Zagros, and I'm going to discard garrison the advance because I can't play it.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty then.
So now I put a thing on. Gonna put it on Shadow.
Yeah, no one's buying any cards recently.
No.
Which is Interesting. I'm curious to see if I'm going to do it now or if I'm going to wait and use my resources to develop.
Just quickly, so that's 2 cards. Now I have to reshuffle because I can reshuffle, I can develop. Is that right?
Yeah, if you've gone through your deck that quickly again.
Yeah.
Which seems scary, but hey.
Crazy, right? Okay. So...
Is there anything you can develop? You've got 5 citizens and 4 resources.
Yeah.
I guess I just have to hope that all the cards that I've bought are worth more victory points than what you're developing. I'm definitely playing more on the fame card than the develop card side, but I'm sure I want to develop some because there's probably some powerful stuff there.
Yeah. I'm going to... develop and get Darius the First. So it's going to cost me 3 of these. And 2. So I
there,
need
3 back. There we go.
That goes into my thing.
He's going to get you some more cards. All right.
Oh, does this go into my discard pile now and I shuffle it up?
Shuffle it up. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm going to start with Sacred Pass. Then I'm going to exhaust the Sacred Pass to have a look at my final card and see if it's useful to me. That is quite useful, actually. I will swap a card. So that will be abandoned. I will swap. Let's go with Gallia will be the card because I don't need it right now. That will be the card that I will draw. I will play the card that I just got, which is Bread and Circuses. During the solstice, I can discard a card, and I may get rid of a unrest card from my hand, and then I may get rid of an unrest card from my discard pile. So this is a way for me to get rid of unrest cards, basically. And I know they are currently in my discard pile, so I will be able to get rid of them. That is my second action. I'm going to gamble. It is a free play, as we're all familiar at this point. I will pay the resource. I want civilized cards. They seem useful, so let's go. Nah, it's tributary. What does this one get? Free play, place a card from...
on top of your deck and gain 2 victory points.
Cool.
But because you drew it, it goes into the...
Exile.
And
I have one more play. Do I like the look of education? No, I am going to play Raisher out. I will gain a resource back, and I will garrison my Conquer card underneath that, making me fully out of cards, letting me draw back up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for my turn. Cool. Solstice.
Yep.
I have 2 effects.
You put a thing on here.
Victory points. Education.
Education.
All right. What solstice effects have you got?
I've got this one. I think it's only that one. Yes. So this one is you may discard a card to choose. Yes, I'm going to do that.
All right. Well, I have discard a card, and then I may get rid of an unrest from my hand and one from my discard. I don't have one in my hand. I do have one in my discard, so I will get rid of an unrest card, taking me down to 1. And then I can also discard a card to draw a card or gain resources. I'm going to do it to draw a card and therefore reshuffle my deck and get that card back and be that little bit closer. I'm discarding another Citizen Empire card. So I will shuffle this up. This is the Gallia Aquatina that we saw before.
Mm-hmm. Cool. It's my turn.
It is your turn. I just need to draw a card.
Once you do that, I'll wait just to see what you're doing.
And it is your turn.
All right, cool. So now this is where it gets interesting. First thing I'm going to do is Glory.
Gross.
I'm going to abandon. I had a plan and now I've forgotten it. I'm going to abandon this one.
You got a lot over there. You got a lot of choices.
Yeah.
Which ones do you want to keep? What are you thinking about?
Nah, well, they're all
trash.
I want to definitely abandon that one. I want to abandon that one, and might as well go this one. Yep. So that can come down. So these 3. So these all go into my discard. I get to look at the top 2 of these and pick one. Wow. That's crazy.
Crazy? How good crazy?
Yeah. Do you want to know?
I mean, I'm going to look at it next turn anyway.
Okay. Glorious. So if you're a barbarian state, draw up to 4 cards, but if you're an empire, develop at no cost.
Ooh!
That is hectic.
One time, put into your history afterwards, but that's
worth
still
6
very
victory
cool.
points. I suppose I'm way ahead in develop.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to leave it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going to take the triumphant for the
Straight 11 victory points.
Yeah, but it doesn't go there straight away.
That goes into your hand.
Goes into my hand.
I believe so. When you when you take cards, yeah.
Cool. This goes into the discard. So that's that. Now I'm going to play Arakosia, which I may put a card from the discard pile into my history. So I did that so I could get rid of the Sumerians, because they don't do anything for me.
Yeah, fair. Just victory points.
Just victory points, so they can go into my history. And I get to garrison a card. I'm going to garrison nothing.
The cards in my hand are very interesting. I don't have a lot of play options. I might not actually take all 3 actions next turn, but we'll see how we go.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to play out, for my 3rd and final action, I'm going to play out Darius the First. So I get to acquire pretty much any card. Do I really want that education? Put a card from your hand into your history. That's actually really good.
That's quite useful for you with all the cards that you've grabbed.
Yeah. But then Shadow of Exhaust when you gain...
When you gain what?
When I gain resources from water, but I've got 2 water.
There's victory points per water.
Anything exhaust. When you gain resources from a water in play, exhaust this card to gain that. I get 2 victory points.
So if you would play those out and gain resources, or if you were to play like a prosperity and gain resources from water cards or cards in play, then you would get some extra victory points.
Yeah, but I don't really have anything that gains resources from water cards.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Which is a bit annoying. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the education.
Take the education. Alrighty then. 2 victory points.
This is an acquire, so I actually get
the unrest.
And acquire again goes where?
Into your hand.
Into my hand with the unrest.
The new card that we are getting out is Moneylenders. Free play, pay 3 resources to gain 1 action, and it is 1 victory point per action resources you have that will have an unrest underneath it.
Yep. And that's it. So draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my turn.
That extra draw has been so useful for you.
Yeah, it's allowing me to get through my cards a lot faster.
Alright, that is your turn?
Yep.
Cool. I will start with Marvelous.
This game seems to prone to analysis paralysis.
A little bit. Your choices are limited each turn, but there's definitely like a what am I planning for, what am I moving towards.
Yeah.
I will look at the top card of my deck, discard it, put it into my history, or return it to the top. I'm going to discard it because it is coinage and I can't play it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I am then going to... just having a look at what is out there. Yeah. I am going to play Praiseworthy for my first action.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do that, I can break through for a card. I'm actually going to break through for this mountain.
Okay.
Because when I then play that mountain, as my second action, I can exile a card from the market, and I can't exile this because it's going to have... Actually, I can exile that. It's going to have an unrest. There's boats. Exhaust, choose to recall a water card to gain 2 resources and a population, or recall a wheat to gain 1 action. But I'm actually going to exile this moneylenders. So he disappears. And then our last civilization card is pharmacy. During the solstice, you can either gain a citizenship or pay 2 citizens to gain a victory point. But then I can also garrison a card, and I'm going to garrison this temple. And then for my last action... I also gained 3 resources. That was the main reason I grabbed that, because I will need resources at some point in the future. I'm going to play Glory. Oh, hello, Silver Metal Tavern. How are you today? Welcome to a very complicated game that is breaking my brain. This is Imperium Classics. Thank you so much for the raid. This is a 3.65?
3.56.
3.56 weighted game on Board Game Geek. We are playing the 2-player version. The idea of the game is that you are developing your civilization. The game will end when either civilization collapses, or it will end when we run through all the fame cards, because our civilization is the best. We've run through all the cards in the deck because we've developed everything we can. Or we run through our development cards, which is where we actually develop things. Right now, I am saying glory to Rome, and I am getting rid of 3 of my lovely region cards here to have a look at the fame deck. I'm going to get rid of these ones. This one. And this one. I'm not getting rid of Raisha because it has a card that I will no longer be able to play in the future. So right now I get to have a look at the remaining 2 cards. We only have 2 fame cards left. And I do gain a victory point for that because I am Rome and I am special. And I am seriously considering, I think I will, I'm going to take Glorious. Because I am still a barbarian clan technically, and if I play this as a free play, which I can because a free play doesn't require an action, I will draw up to 4 cards from my deck, and I want to do that as quickly as possible before the game ends and actually be a civilized person, so I will play that right now. Draw 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything useful in there? Why did I discard that? That should never have been... I discarded my solstice cards. Give me a moment. I have more cards in my deck than I should. I'll shuffle this now for fairness.
Keep your house in order, Tom.
Those go to there. I have 1 more free play because I had gambling. I'm going to pay my 1 for gambling.
Right.
And once again, I'm going for those civilized cards. No, it's a river. Goodbye, river. Nobody cares about you.
Sweet.
And then I no longer have actions, so I can choose to discard cards. I am going to choose to discard all 3 of these, I think. Yeah. To then draw 5 cards. I draw 3. I hit my final card. I am now an Empire. This is Julius Caesar. He'll be shuffled into my deck. These are one-time free play to draw 2 cards or acquire a region or tributary. So we'll see how we go with that, but that is into my discard. I will shuffle up, draw 2 more cards. Wow, that was a lot of words. How you doing, Sean? I've been saying a lot.
That is a big deck, by the way.
Very big deck. Hey, I'm getting points for the bigger my deck. Glory, hey, Silver Metal Tavern. That sounds like an oddly specific card, but I like it. It's a very good card. Silver Metal Tavern. Matt, what were you playing tonight?
I need you to put a thing on there.
Yep,
and then it goes to my turn.
On the boats.
We have to do a solstice. So I have 1.
I will have 2 solstice effects. Bread and Circuses and City of Rome. I can discard a card. I will discard this mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It is a forced discard a card. And then I will discard this unrest from my hand. And I believe I haven't...
allows you to get rid of it, right? You may return an unrest from your hand. You may
return an unrest from your discard pile.
Yeah, oh, you don't have
I
discard.
have no unrest cards left, if my maths is correct.
Okay, yeah, right. And then mine was I may discard a card to choose to gain, which I'm going to do. I gained a civilization card.
Yes.
So they go back to you. That goes back to me. Now my turn.
It will be, yes. I am just having a look to see if I want to discard any of these or if these are the cards I want to play next turn. I am going to actually, yeah, this is news for me. Discard this temple to draw a card. The temple is exhaust to discard a card and gain a victory point, and then solstice, return a unrest card from my discard pile. I don't have any left, so that wasn't very useful to me, and I didn't have any cards to discard because I've already done that and I only have 3 in my hand. So yeah, that card is kind of useless to me right now.
Cool.
You take a turn while I have a look at what I might want to develop in the future.
I'm just going to say straight up education for my first action. Oh, it's a free play. You may put a card from your hand into your history. So guess what card is going into my history from my hand?
The one that you can't play.
Triumphant, the one that I can't get rid of any
Nice.
other way. So that is going, which is really nice.
Very cool.
And then I also may put a card from your discard pile into your history. So that is going to be Conquer.
Very
because
cool.
I can't
Play it anymore.
So might as well get rid of it. So that's that done. And that stays there. So that was a free play. Then for my first action, I'm going to play development, which I'm going to develop.
Yeah, well, resources have you got left to develop with? You can spend victory points for resources, remember.
True. Ooh, can I?
Mm-hmm. Each victory point is worth 2 resources or 1 citizen.
Each return 2 resources. I need 7. So that would be, there's 2 there. So that's 6, 7. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? So I'm going to then develop Persian gold. So it's going to cost me 7 materials. So there's 2. And then I'm going to get, oh, wait, sorry, I'll just do 1. Because then I have 3 victory points, which are worth 6 material to get that.
Very cool.
Develop again goes into discard, is that right? Not hand?
Yes, goes into discard.
Cool, I'm getting ready.
How many cards have you got left in your develop? That's,
3.
ooh, that could trigger the end of the game.
Was that that was an action. That was my first action.
Yes, that was. You don't have that many left. Hey, Christian Cool, welcome in. Speaking of other cool board game streamers, what is happening? What are you guys playing today?
You know what's crazy? I can't.
You literally don't have actions?
Oh. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to
Do the old
spend an
Persians
action.
again.
Yeah. So Persians, you get to exhaust it, spend an action, place 2 cards on top of your deck, which is just going to be these 2. Get to break through for a tributary, so I'm going to do that. How many cards do you reckon?
3.
I'm going to go 4. 1, Metropolis. 2.
Ah,
So they're
Ionians. What does that one get you?
Ionians. So free play, return up to 2 unrest from your hand or discard pile, place this card into your history. That's kind of helpful.
Nice little cycle away.
Because I was breaking through, where does it go? Into my hand?
Into your hand, and you can play that.
Sweet. This needs to get shuffled in. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to free play that. Which is 2 unrest. So there's 1. And that's it. I've only got the 1.
Cool.
So can you go down 1 on the unrest for
Yes,
me?
I can.
This goes back. Put this card into history.
I'm trying to judge how well I'm doing based on how much stuff I have out.
I'm out of cards, so I can't do my last action.
Fair enough.
So clean up. These go back. Got to put a thing out. I'm going to put it on pharmacy because why not? And then I get to draw back up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I can break through if I wanted. Sorry, develop. I mean,
Do you have the resources for it?
I do. Do I want to spend them? Probably not. I'm going to hold off. So I'm not going to develop.
Alrighty then.
So how many is this? Is 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shuffle this up. Six goes there. What have I got? It's your turn, Tom.
It is, and I'm having to look at the market because I've got a way to break through and gain some stuff. I think I will be grabbing that bad boy because victory points on victory points on victory points. So we're going to start with the old praiseworthy. Only currently worth 3 victory points to me, but it is gaining me a lot of cards. I am going to break through for another civilization card. I'm going to grab the pharmacy, and during the solstice, I will either get people or I can pay people for victory points. I will get rid of this unrest card. I will get the victory point for that, and this will come to my hand, and that is 1 action.
Wait, you got... Oh, yeah, sorry, you're breaking through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will then...
Oh, so no more of these come out?
No more of those come out. I grabbed as many of those civilization cards as I could.
Does this trigger an end of game?
I don't believe so. I think it's only the main deck. Game ends if main deck is empty, 1 player's development area is empty. Yeah, only the main deck is empty.
Okay.
Or the King of Kings card is flipped face down. I will then spend an action to play out that pharmacy. So during the solstice, I will gain some people or pay people for victory points. And I like this one more than this one, so corruption. I finally get to play that first card that I earned at the start of the game. All players gain 2 resources. You're welcome. But by the way, all other players gain an unrest.
Okay.
And I will gain a victory point.
So gain and unrest goes into my discard?
Goes into your discard, I believe. I will double check that. Thank you, corruption. You did your best. You did good.
Does that stay out? No, it goes there. Yep.
Actually, might go into your hand.
Gain, go into hand? I think that might be the case.
It says when you take one, you... oh, no, sorry. It does say take. Yes, take from the unrest pile and add it to your hand.
Okay, cool. I'm on 3 and you're on 0.
Cool. I am going to discard this card and draw back up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to get the solstice.
Yep.
I have to discard a card due to bread and circuses, and then I may discard unrest. I am going to discard... sorry, this should be in my history. I have not been tracking things properly at all.
I'm going to discard a card to draw a card for the solstice.
Nice.
Which is going to be the city of Persepolis.
Going to discard the step. I also get the city of Rome. I may discard a card to draw more cards. I will discard this forest to draw a card. And then I have the pharmacy, the new one that I just got. I will gain a person.
First action out of my 3 is to play Prosperity. So all players may draw a card.
I will, thank you very much.
No worries.
Just about every single time you've played a Prosperity, I've drawn a Prosperity.
Really?
Oh, it's just the way the game works.
Yeah, right. So choose game 1, resource search. What do I want to do?
I think what I'm loving most about this game is I have no idea who's winning.
Yeah.
You've developed a lot of cards. I have famed myself a lot more cards. So and I've got a lot more victory points than you, just in terms of actual victory point tokens. But I might be now spending them because I want to develop cards.
Yeah. I'm going to acquire population. So population per region I have 2 regions, so that's 2 population.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that done. Then I'm going to play education for a free play.
Yep.
Education is such a good card. So I'm going to put a card from my hand into my history. It's going to be Conquer. It's not worth anything. that what I wanted to do first? Yep.
Maybe.
Yep. So that's right. So it goes in there. I've got nothing in my history to put in. Sorry, in my discard pile into history, so I'm not going to do that. Then for my next free play action is I'm going to play Notorious. Can I have a point?
Of course you can.
Just stealing points from you.
I don't actually have that many good development options at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Then for my next action, so I'm going to play Bactra. It allows me to garrison a card, but I've got nothing I want to garrison. Actually, before I do that,
Yes.
I'm just going to keep that in my hand. I'm going to use that action to actually do my exhaustibility on my Persians card.
Yeah, okay.
So the 2 unrest that I've got in my hand are going to go back on top of my deck.
Fair enough.
I'm going to break through for a tributary. I'm going to say 1. How many?
3.
3? Oh,
Nope. 4. 5. 6. There's a lot of nature cards in there. 7. 8.
Yes.
Wow. All right, you got the Hittites. What are they doing?
The Hittites break through for a region. Put this card into your history.
1-time free region. Yeah. Also worth 3 victory points.
Yeah.
That might be the difference. The amount of those bad boys you've actually managed to collect.
Yeah. So breakthrough goes to my hand, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the hardest thing in this game is like knowing where things end up after you acquire those cards or gain those cards. So that was an action to do that. Now,
Well, the only one you can acquire is the Cape, but it is 2 victory points
yeah,
if you grab that. And you can exile a card from the market, which you can't because they've all got tokens on them, and then you may garrison a card. So what's it worth to you? In the future, it will protect you from an attack card, though.
which I'm going to do. So I'm going to play the Hittites out for my third and final action. And I'm going to break through for the Cape. So I get these 2 victory points, and this goes into my hand.
Yep, that goes into your history. You have a lot of cards in your history.
Yeah.
That's my scary point.
Now, I don't have any more actions, but I can do this. So I'm going to play out the Satrap, which I pay 3
To
resources
gain another action.
to gain another action.
We do have more action tokens somewhere. We just won't worry about it. We know you've only got 1 more.
Yep.
What final action would you like to take? Are you going to play the Cape? By the way, the landmark that we get out, the region, is an oasis. Exile a card from the market and you may garrison a card, but it's worth 2 money bags and a water.
Yeah. Now I'm going to play out Bactra, which just gets me those 3 back, so it keeps my options open.
But also lets you garrison a card if you so wish.
Yeah, but I don't have any cards because I can't garrison another region.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Alrighty then.
Now,
Would you like to discard any cards to draw out more, or are you just drawing up to your 6?
Yeah, it's not really worth it to me right now. So I might discard it and just draw back up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Alright, leaves you with what, 2 cards left in your deck before you get to develop again?
Yep.
Cool. For my first turn.
Oh, I gotta put a thing on. Check out Oasis.
Cool. I'm going to start with Marvelous to look at the top card of my deck and then choose what I do with it. I'm going to leave it on top of my deck because I'm about to draw it. I don't like the look of that Oasis, and there is not a tributary for me to acquire, so I'm going to play my Julius Caesar the one time I get to play him to draw 2 cards. And he will go into my history. I draw these 2 cards. I actually can't play that card, so that is interesting. I am going to free play Gambling, because I still haven't done any actual plays yet. I'm going to pay my 1 resource, and because of what we saw come out of that deck, I'm actually going to say Uncivilized. I think there is a lot of nature, a lot of uncivilized cards left in this deck, because we've grabbed a bunch of the rest of them out. So I get Uncivilized. It is going to be worth 1 victory point if it is in my history, and I can draw up to 3 cards if able, then return a card to the top of my deck.
Very
Pretty
nice.
useful.
It is.
So that will come into my hand, and I haven't taken any actions yet, so I might as well play that one. Draw 3 cards, then return a card to the top of my deck. 1, 2, 3 cards exactly. I have 2 actions left. Wish there was a way for me to get another action. I think this is going to be an interesting way to do this. I'm going to put that card back. That card goes to my discard pile. I don't think I have a way to get it into my history just yet. But for my second action, I'm going to finally play out Coinage, which I can then exhaust to draw a card. Entering the Solstice, that will give me 2 resources. And now my deck is empty, so I am going to get to develop at the end of my turn. And I am going to play out Dalmatia to gain a citizenship and garrison a card. I'm going to garrison the Sacred Pass because I can no longer play it because I am now
Can you
an
garrison a
empire.
region?
Yeah, you can garrison any card.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Does that change what you did at all?
Nah.
Alrighty then. That leaves me with no more actions, I believe, because 1, 2, 3. Yep. So that is the end of my turn. I am going to try and draw, and I can't, so now I'm going to develop, and I believe I am going to develop the one that gets me the most victory points, which is Rome, the Eternal City. I can only play that if the City of Rome is in play, but it will basically replace the City of Rome with, instead of me discarding a card to get resources, I just get resources for free. It's also worth 4 victory points, so I need to pay 3 resources and 3 peoples. Put that into my discard pile. Shuffle up and draw up to 5. I am going to discard these 2 and do my best to draw that City of Rome. And then we get Solstice. What are you doing in Solstice? Because I have quite a few things now.
I'm going to discard a card to actually, discard a card to draw a card. Yep, and that's me. That's all I guess.
1, 2, 3.
How many Solstice effects do you
Alright,
have?
I have City of Rome, I have Bread and Circuses, I have Coinage, and I have Pharmacy. So let me just make sure I've got 5 cards in my hand. Cool. City of Rome, Solstice, I may discard a card to draw a card. Or gain resources. First of all, sorry, Bread and Circuses, I have to discard a card. I will discard Step. Then I've got no Unrest to get rid of. Solstice for Coinage, I gain 2 resources. Solstice for Pharmacy, I can gain a person or discard 2 people to gain
Victory point.
victory point, and I will grab a person. Because there are quite a lot of them.
Now you're back to City of Rome.
So, City of Rome, yep, I can discard a card to draw a card or gain resources. I'm going to... Yeah, I think I want to draw cards. So I am going to discard exports, actually. It gives everyone resources, and each other player, I can give each other player a card from my hand or discard pile. I don't think I want to do that, but I'm keeping this because it is 1 victory point per 10 cards I have. And as previously stated, I have a lot of cards. Very cool. That is all my Solstice abilities done.
Have you put a token on there?
I would like to put a token onto these boats.
Cool. And then I'll go ahead with my turn.
Go for it.
Alright. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play Assyrians, which is a free play. I gain a population.
Very cool.
then for my next trick, I'm going to play Persian Gold.
All right.
So all players gain 2 resources, 2 materials.
Thank you very much.
I gain a victory point.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to put. No, I'm going to take 1. Gain a victory point.
Each other player takes an unrest.
Yep.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Oh, that's my first action.
Definitely getting to the point where we're running out of actions, and I think that's interesting. Is it because we've refined our decks, or is it because we've bloated our empires and we're starting to get to the point where we've hit our maximum?
Yeah. I'm going to play. You know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to play Glory
Alrighty then.
for my second action. So I'm going to abandon these 3.
Anything important there that you're getting back into your deck?
Nah,
Nah,
nothing.
just cards.
Just cards. I'll look at the top 2 cards here. There's only 1.
Yep.
Do
you only...
when you would gain this card, does that mean that's technically in the ability
it would be,
gain?
yes, actually. It is the top 2. So you are triggering the King of Kings. When you would gain this card, instead resolve it, then flip this card. So this triggers the end. If you are in Barbarian, you gain 6. And if you are in the Empire, which you are, you will gain 3 and develop for free. So there will be 1 more round after this.
If I choose that.
If you would gain this card, yes. So you have the choice of that one or this one.
Yeah,
Would you like the develop for free, or would you like the whatever that other final card is?
Great. Free play, gain an action.
6 victory points if it is in your history. So do you think you're going to be able to get that into your history for the victory points? Or do you think honestly, 3 victory points and develop for free is pretty crazy?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do Age of Kings.
Triggering the end of the game. So I will get 1 more turn, and then we will each get 1 more turn. On the flip side of King of Kings, when you would gain this card, instead resolve it, which means I can develop for free if I do get that one.
Yep. Cool. So that goes over here. So what do I get? I get 3 victory points, and I get to develop for free.
Yeah. So 3 victory points.
I'll just put.
I'm trying to find 5 for you.
Yeah, if you want to give me 5.
There we go. Put 2 back.
2 back.
I was kind of hoping to be the person to do that, seeing as I've been getting so many fan cards. But
So I finish off my turn.
you do get to finish your turn, yes,
Oh, and I develop for free.
and develop for free
Yeah, that's what it said on the outside.
on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do I want to develop?
Trying to figure out now the best way for me to get victory points because there's not many turns left.
So I'm going to develop and get the Babylonians.
Okay.
So it goes into my hand.
Yep.
Now I can.
Sorry, developing puts it into your discard pile.
Oh yeah. Cool. I'm going to play my Persians card, spend an action, place 2 cards on the top of your deck, which I'm going to put this one and that one on there.
Mm-hmm.
Then pay 1 to break through for a tributary. See if I can get one. 1, 2. Oh, what am I counting them? I need to look at them.
Are there any tributaries left in the deck? Is the question.
Who knows? I'm gonna go quick just until I find one.
I think you might have got them all.
Maybe.
Yeah, there it is.
Oscamites. So gain 4 resources.
Yep, so that's in your hand. You can play that if you have any actions left.
I don't.
Fair enough.
So they go over there. Do you want to? I'm not too shuffle them in. Nope. Shoot. Cool. Nope. So triggers. That's the end of my turn.
Got anything left in the tank? That's the question.
I'm going to chuck both of these in there. Now I would put a thing on. I'm just going to chuck on an Oasis. I'm going to draw up to my hand limit. So now I can't. So do I get to develop?
Yep. Have you got the resources to develop something?
Yep. So I'm going to
You've gone through that deck so quick.
get the battering ram. Now shuffle this up. What are you thinking, Tom?
I'm thinking I'm going to start with the old gambling. Pay a resource. I'm going to name nature because, once again, we looked through that deck before and there's a lot of nature left in it.
Uncivilized, yep.
Uncivilized. It is an invasion. I will get this into my hand. Pay 3. Is that on? Yes. Yes. Too high. There we go. All other civilizations take an unrest and then choose to either break through for a tributary or break through for a region, and each other player recalls a region. Fairly sure there's no tributaries left, but I will be getting that. And as an... I'll keep that for now. I'll figure out if I want to play that in a moment, because I am going to spend one action to play the Gallia Aquitania, and I may garrison a card, and I am going to garrison another... doesn't matter. I'm about to glory it away anyway for my second action to abandon 3 regions.
Yep.
And decide if I want to develop for free or to grab this card into my hand. It is gain another action, which may be useful. I think I will take this because it is 6 victory points if it's in my history, which it will be because I take it now. And play for free to gain another action. So I have 2 actions left in my turn. And I may put this card into my history, which I will. So that will be 6 victory points for me at the end of the game. That card goes to my discard. I have 2 actions left. So I'm going to pay 1 for the invasion, to pay 3 resources. All other players take an unrest. You are welcome, Sean. Have yourself an unrest.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Dang.
And then I can break through for a
What is it? Break through a tributary or
Yeah.
break through for a region, and each other player recalls a region.
I don't think there's any tributaries left. You have to have them all at this point. So I'm just going to get the free 2 victory points from this. Break through and grab that one, because I don't think the region from the top of the deck will be any better. And more victory points is good for me. And for my final, so this one does come out. This is what I would have gotten, which is gain 2 resources and exile a card from the market and then garrison a card. But what is going to happen is I'm going to play the Oasis for my final action. I can exile a card from the market. I'll exile that one just because. And then I may garrison a card, which I won't do because the card in my hand is an unrest. The invasion goes to my discard. You don't have a region to exile or an abandon or recall or whatever the card is. End of my turn, I'm going to discard this unrest and draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll get to Solstice again. And then it is the final round of the game.
Cool.
Dropping cards all over the gaff.
So Solstice, discard a card.
Sorry, one moment. I will also... look, it wouldn't make too much of a difference. It's fine. I won't do that. It really wouldn't have done much for me anyway. Yeah, no, it's fine. Solstice.
Yep. So I'm going to do just my 1, which is discard a card. I'm going to discard that to draw a card. Cool.
I have to discard a card. I will... Do I have the ability to do anything cool? I don't think so. So I will... Yep. Discard this mountain. I will gain, let me count how many people I have, because that is important here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, so I'm going to discard another card to gain a person from City of Rome. I'm going to gain 2 resources. And then I'm going to gain another person from that card there, from my pharmacy. That is all my solstice thing done. I do want to double check if we get another solstice before the game ends, i.e. when I end my turn, is it at the end immediately, or do we get a solstice? Just because it might matter a little bit. I have my 3 cards in hand, but it is your turn.
Okay. Well, I can tell you, this is going to be...
Complete the current round, so we will get a solstice.
Okay. Cool. So, first thing I'm going to do on my turn... Did you put a victory point?
Yeah. I'm curious to see if you have big plays.
What happens if I develop this?
It would trigger the end of the round, but that has already been triggered.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't get you anything more than the victory points that you get from it.
Mm-hmm. So is this score 1 victory point per one of those out in play, or
No,
just
that
in
you
my
have.
that I have?
I'm just trading in for a 10-person token. This is what you were talking about here. 1 victory point per wheat or water symbol that you have.
Yeah.
Which is not bad.
I don't know what I've got more of at the minute.
I'm kind of hoping I'm doing enough tax to give you, because you've got 4 unrest, while I believe I have 1, and I'm hoping that's going to be the difference.
Okay. Now, so I'm going to develop for my first action.
Very nice.
And I'm going to just pay the 4 of my resources to develop windmills. Goes into my discard. So that's my first action. Then I'm going to, for my second action, I'm going to use my exhaust ability on my Persian's card to place 2 cards on the top of my deck.
Just to see if there's... I'm just going to look through.
These ones? Yeah. And I get to break through for a tributary.
There is still 1 left.
Is there really? Is there 1?
There is 1 left.
So it'll be the one that I'll get.
You get Egyptians.
Egyptians. So Egyptians is, if I'm a barbarian, I put the top card of your nation deck into your discard pile. If I'm a empire, develop. I get to develop this card into your history. I can't develop anymore.
That's a shame. That card actually would have been really useful for me if I actually chose to break through and find it. But that was the gamble I took, was if you actually had any left.
I have 1 more action. So what happens if I develop and I can't?
Nothing.
Do I get any points?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah, there's nothing
Come
to
on,
develop.
Tom. Check it out. All right.
Literally nothing to develop.
Rip.
They get no bonuses apart from the fact that you've developed a lot and scored victory points.
Yeah. Okay, well, then I guess for my final action,
You can just be proud of the fact that you've developed your nation very well.
I'm going to just place the jungle, get one of these.
Yep.
And I get to make garrison a card. I guess I'll garrison this one. I get to exile a card from the market. I can't exile any of these, so it doesn't matter.
Cool. All right. I'm going to start with a free play and look at the top card of my card. I've actually got very lucky with this. I can choose to put it on top or choose to put it in my history. And it's the Jade Mask that is only worth a victory point if it's in my history. So that is going straight in there for me. I will then play my Corruption because I like attacking you. Everyone gains 2 resources. But you also gain an Unrest.
Dang it.
And I gain a victory point.
Oh, I totally could have done that
Could have done
for
what?
my final action.
Yeah, there's something to do.
Yeah, I did.
What was that?
Get rid of unrest.
Was it in your hand?
Yeah, that one was.
Yeah, cool.
Because you only just gave me one.
Yep.
Right?
If it was in your hand.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no, I'd let you do that.
Cool. So it was pay one of those, so I'll do that.
Yeah, cool. I'm then going to play out Rome the Eternal City, which puts the city of Rome into my history. Doesn't really do much there, but it will mean at the end of this round, I will get to get some resources or some people. All right, these are in my discard. I have actions left, but nothing to do. Actually, I can exhaust coinage, which I forgot to do last time, and draw a card.
Tom's always trying to set me on fire, Morgan. That's just what he does.
It. All players may draw one card for my final action.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's an unrest card.
And then I can gain resources or people per things in play, so I will gain a people because that is important to me. And I believe that is it.
Yep. So we got to do solstice, right?
Got to do solstice one more time. I am choosing from.
Do we get points for these population and?
No, I don't believe so, but we'll double check that. Actually, before solstice, I do need to clean up step because this is important. I will draw up and I will get to develop something, and I am developing my Emperor Trajan. I do need an emperor for my wonderful Roman Empire.
Can you afford it?
I can. It is two things and two resources and one person.
Yeah. So he's worth two.
And he's worth 1 victory point per 3 population that I have.
You have 6 populations, so he's worth 2.
No, actually, I have.
Oh, sorry, it's 10, so it's 11, so it's actually worth 3.
12.
What? Why are you getting more?
Because I'm getting one from the city.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I don't have a card to discard, which I think just means nothing, unfortunately. Actually, no, I'll have 5. I can discard just a random card because I'm drawing up at the end of my turn. We've just discovered that. And I also gain 2 more resources. Now I've done everything I need to do. Have you done everything you need to do?
Yes. Well, actually, I just need to either figure out to either gain a population or a resource or draw a card. So drawing a card won't help me, so I should just gain one.
Yeah, let me double check if resources and people are worth points at the end. No.
Okay.
Points are victory point tokens, cards points specified if the condition is met. Do you want to go through your victory points first?
Yeah,
so
why not?
Add this all up.
Right.
So I believe I have 1 unrest card and you have 4 at the end. We'll see if that's correct.
Yeah.
But right now we'll start counting up some points.
Okay. So does it say the best way to do it?
Well, let's start with victory point tokens. They're right in front of you.
Yeah. So victory point tokens, I have 12.
Let's go with your history because there are cards that will care if they are in there.
Yeah. So this gives me 1 victory point per 3 tributaries, which I need to work out.
We'll get to that
so
when we get to it.
We'll get to just straight up point 1. So that's 3 victory points. This is 2 for being in my history. That's nothing. That's nothing. This is 3 victory points, but I get to return 2 unrest before scoring.
Yep.
So 2 unrest going back.
That's a shame for me.
Then I get, this is 1 victory point per tributary, so I'll leave it there.
Count that one as well.
This is 11 victory points. This is 3 victory points.
Oof. Currently up to 34.
This is 3 victory points.
Do you want to check your deck for any more straight victory point cards? And I'll just put aside every tributary that you've got.
Yeah. So 3 victory points for this tributary. I'll leave that to the side.
Up to 40 so far.
4 victory points for the Persian Gold. 4 victory points for this tributary. 3 victory points for this development card. Another 1 victory point, so we'll get to that. Nothing. 2 victory points. This is 1 victory point for every unrest scored by other players.
Okay.
So I have to keep that out and wait.
I believe it'll be 1, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah. Nothing and 2 victory points for that.
Cool. What else have you got? You've also got the kin down there.
Yeah. So this is 1 victory point per 3 cards, but I don't 3 pinned cards, but I don't have any, so that's nothing.
Yep.
Cool. This is my discard pile. So this is 3 victory points, 2 victory points, nothing. Now I go to my hand. Oh, did we score that?
We did not. Is that just
So
one?
1 victory point.
Currently up to 61 points before we even count your tributaries adding up.
Now we have another tributary, but this is 1 victory point per civilized card that I have.
Okay, count those up quick.
Where are they?
1.
No, they're development.
Development. 1.
I think that's it. I think I only got the 1.
Yeah, I kind of stole most of those.
Yeah, you're taking them. Yeah, I think I only got the 1.
Cool, so just one more?
Yep.
All right. Can you think of anything else you got to add up?
And no, but I have to take 4 off.
That's going to be the difference maker.
And now we go to these ones. Which
So
I have
how
to
many are you
work
getting
out.
per tributary?
So I'm getting 2 victory points per tributary.
You have 10 there, so that's another 20 points.
Yes,
Yep.
because it's to these ones there
These
are
are
a
max
maximum
of
of
10.
10. So it's 20 points. Now this one is 1 victory point per 3. And you said I had 10, so it's
Yep.
another 3 victory
So
points.
23 more points.
Yep.
Up to a total of 81 points.
81. Okay.
If we have counted that all correctly.
I hope so. So I'll just sort of like put this stuff over here and we can worry about
But let's start with
Oh, I have one more to see if you... I get
Archery.
one
How
more
many
if you score.
score any? Let's have a look at how many unrests I have.
Yeah.
I believe it is just the one.
Do you have a
There's
way
one
to
there.
get rid of your
I
unrest?
don't believe so.
Okay. I've got cards like strewn out everywhere, but it's kind of like...
It is 1 more point for you because I have 1 unrest.
okay, so I'm 85 points, right?
Unless
80, so 82.
It wasn't in my discard as far as I know.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, go for it.
So let's start with my victory points, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
16 victory points,
They
yeah.
will come back to be important in a moment. And I'll just take the 2 from my 1 unrest now. They'll be important in a moment. I have something else that counts them.
Oh, okay, good.
That will be 1 victory point per civilization that person that I have.
Per
4.
Yeah.
So that's another 3 for me.
Yeah.
No victory points for that. No victory points for that. No victory points for that. 6 victory points for that. No victory points for that. 6 victory points if it's in my history, which it is. 1 victory point if the Jade Mask is in my history, and no victory points for the City of Rome.
Okay.
Nothing for that. 7 victory points if it's in my history, 3 otherwise, that is 3. 4 victory points for the Eternal City of Rome. Nothing for that. 2 victory points for coinage. 2 victory points for pharmacy. 1 victory point per 3 citizens, so that is another 4 points.
Yep.
1 victory point per 5 victory tokens, which I had 16, so that is another 3 victory points.
Yep.
Nothing for that. 2 victory points for that. 9 victory points for Marvelous.
Oh boy.
What am I up to?
59.
59. Oh, it's going to be close. 1 victory point for Mountain. That is the 1 unrest we've already counted. 1 victory point for Invasion. Nothing, nothing, nothing. 1 victory point for Sacred Pass. Nothing, nothing. 1 victory point per Gambling. And that puts me up to 63. I think you might
You're at
have
64
this.
actually.
64?
Yeah, but have you counted? Have you done the negative
Yes,
for
I've
that
done the
yet?
negative for that.
Okay.
And now we just need to count how many cards I have all up, because my final card is worth 1 victory point. I've already lost it. Where did I just put it? 1 victory point per 10 cards that I have. And I have quite a large deck, so I Let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 more points. For a total of 67. Sean, congratulations. It turns out the Persians are quite a little bit better than the Romans. You win this game of Imperium Classics. What do you think it was that took you over the line? Which strategy won it for you?
I think the developing was like super good, and I think really the strategy that won it for me, this one.
Oh yeah,
increasing my hand size to 6, which meant that I think we went through probably how many turns do you reckon we went through? 15 each?
You managed to get through your deck just that little bit faster because you're drawing up an extra card every single turn, which let you get more development cards.
Yeah, it would develop, allowed me to get through to being an empire faster. So, and I think you went a big deck as well, and I actually
managed to get a lot of stuff into history. And
I was trying to get rid of my unrest early and all that sort of stuff. So I think I just managed to... make my deck more efficient.
100%.
Which helped me get to the win.
I was discarding cards a lot, but I still had a lot of cards to discard. Yeah. So, that is our playthrough of Imperium Classics. Let us know down below in the YouTube comments, or join us on Twitch in the future and tell us what we did right, what we did wrong, and whether or not you want to see this game played and all the other wonderful, complicated ways it's being able to play. I'm curious to see the Atlanteans and see a game that you know is going to end when a civilization is destroyed and how that changes your decisions. We've been Nerds of the West. My name is Tom.
I'm Sean.
And we will catch you next time.
See ya.